question everything, but the truth should not be televised. And that's the show. So with that, you know, it's a lot going on out there in those Hollywood, you know, avenues and stuff when it comes to dealing with the celebrities and stuff, especially in the areas of hip hop, dealing with Jay-Z right now and the allegations against him, as well as, you know, Puffy already, you know, locked in on his allegations and stuff. It's amazing how all this popped off after Jeffrey Epstein Island got exposed and isolated to just Jeffrey and his, you know, the lady he was dealing with, because all the clients and everybody that was involved, none of them got investigated. We just gonna drop that whole ball on all those colonizer heads that was a part of that reality, and we just gonna jump right into pointing the finger at the Negro. That's just the way America goes when you haven't been liberated, when you haven't been separated from those that came to do all the things that have been done to us in the form of Holocaust massacres and genocides of our people, race riots, you name it. So now here we are. Hip hop has become the face of all this crazy perversion, you know, in the sense of what it is. And stated for what it is, because at the end of the day, I'm no advocate for none of these dudes. None of these dudes really stood for their people. None of these dudes brought small businesses back to our communities. None of these dudes help with the economic oppression that we under. None of these dudes use their platform to get us reparations in no form or fashion for justice for crimes against humanity done to our bloodlines. They haven't stood on no grounds for us to back them in any way whatsoever. They see us as peasants, sheeples, fans, you name it, worshipers of them. They don't see themselves in the same category as us to be able to want to help their own nation. They took these oaths, signed these contracts, and sold themselves to those that are up there in the hierarchies, and decided they was going to play the way they play. Let's just be real. Because you don't come into somebody's house and be opposite of the people that's running the house that's putting you on, because all they're going to do is put you out. So if you coming into the house, then whatever the house is about, you going to have to be about, or you got to bounce. That's just the reality to it. I'm not putting a person on that going to come into mine and look at me sideways for what I'm doing. You either down or you ain't down. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. Let's be all hands down real. Come on, guys. Let's be real. So when it comes to what's going on up there with these dudes who was poor people with talent, who was given a bag by the colonizers for their talent, don't you think behind the scenes, when the cameras go off, when the curtains come down, that the people that's pushing out these contracts to all these poor people with talent to put them on, to give them the bag, don't you think they have something to do with this same type of behavior? Let's just be real. From Bohemian Grove to Baphomet goat god worshiping, to the Illuminati, to the deep state, to the Freemason, to the oath taking, the seance, and all the different little stuff that you got to do in order to be a part of the frat, and the sorority and all the other crap that they do out there behind closed doors and behind closed scenes. You don't think a lot of them is dirty? Come on, man. Think about it. Because if you hanging with somebody that's on meth every single day, and all your friends keep seeing you hanging with the person that's on meth, ain't they gonna think you about that life too? Don't that's how it work? Every time you see the dude that's on crack, and you see your homie hanging with the dude that's on crack, don't your brain start saying, man, what up with such and such, man? Every time I see me in the alley with the motherfucking niggas on crack. You smoking crack? Exactly. So if all these dudes gonna be up there in the wealth chalance hierarchies, and they all smoozing and boozing with each other, and they low key around people like Jeffrey Epstein, then at the end of the day, he went down for pedophilia. Don't you start connecting the dots? I'm just saying. Can I get a friend here? Because at the end of the day, where there's smoke, there's fire, dude. And they're playing games. I keep telling people, man, I don't just want one or two. I want them all. I want all of them. The feds run through all of them. CIA run through all of them. Get them all. They ain't helping humanity. They ain't helping society. They ain't helping the people. They got all this wealth, all this resources, where we got all these homeless these unsheltered babies and unsheltered people all around the world, and they sitting there with buku mansions all over the place, holding all the resources to themselves while everybody else starving. Cost of living is skyrocketing, but they got all the resources held hold tight like this to themselves. And we running around, and when we see them, they giving us autographs. Here, take my autograph. No, how about flood some of that money into these impoverished communities to be able to help the citizens of of America and the world, since y'all all around the world as the wealthy and rich people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the reality to it. So now, I digress. You got the 13-year-old with allegations now stating, you know, certain things happen, you know, dealing with the Z and the diddler. So now all that's on the table. And if that went down, you already know. You got to knock them right off. You got to deal with what's got to be dealt with. You can't be playing with the babies, man. And that goes for all that's out there. If you're playing with the babies, CIA, FBI, get on your job. I don't give, they got billions, trillions, or no millions. Get on your job. Because at the end of the day, the babies need to be protected. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. And I don't want to hear nothing. It's just what it is. So with that stated, you know, a lot of people saying, well, you know, after the awards, you know, show, whatever, why wasn't the 13-year-old with the parents? You know what I mean? Because most of the time, you know, that's children supposed to be with the parents, and when the show is over with, the children go home with the parents. How did the child end up with celebrities and not the parent? How did that work? Where the parents was at? So a lot of people saying that as well, and how that went down. You know, which is understood, you know, at the end of the day, but it still don't change the reality. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is what the allegations is. And if the allegations is the truth, then you got to knock them off. We ain't even no conversation. We deal with everything else later. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get on board with that for sure. You know, because there's a lot going on. You know, and I keep telling people like Jaguar Wright said, because she been banging the nail on the head pretty much. And it's like she said, how all these people who say they left the party know about the after hour. Why they all talking about, oh, we left before the after hour party? How they all know about the after hour party? If they just left after the party, they wouldn't know nothing about the after hour party. And I totally agree with them. I mean, you don't go to parties since 1998 to 2022 and tell me that you don't know nothing, but you kept coming. Like, once again, I'm gonna say it again. If you see your homie in the hood and he always chilling with the dude that's smoking crack all the time, caught in the alley, eventually you start asking yourself questions about that dude. Like, is he smoking? Is it smoking? Smoking? Is it smoking? Birds of a feather flock together. So with that, what do y'all think, man? You know, is Jay dirty? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we got a lot of other dudes out there, you know what I mean? A lot of other dudes. But see, at the end of the day, I was told if you are willing to break the laws and sell drugs to your own people in the community, then you are the lowest of the low in your community. So if that's true, then what changes if you pick up a microphone and start rapping about it to millions of people to do it? What changes? All you did was go from being isolated to a certain community to broadcast to the whole entire country. Now you got all sorts of people idolizing you and following you. So in other words, I ain't never seen these dudes as good dudes in the first place. Real talk. You know what I mean? Pimping and owing and being our women and all this other stuff is not cool. Slanging and hustling and all this other stuff on that side of offensive law is not cool. And to take these type of people off the streets doing it and give them millions to market it through music wasn't the right move. And it didn't change their morality or who they are either. But what do you think? Well, I just don't get it, man. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.